Well, I've just finished recording a Learn to Play Whitesnake DVD featuring 5 great Whitesnake tracks. Whitesnake, of course, has a rich history of great guitar players, so it was nice being able to go back and learn not only some John Sykes stuff, but some Bernie Marsden stuff, even some Steve Vai stuff. I think my favorite track, my favorite Whitesnake guitar player would have to be John Sykes. So for me, the most rewarding, the most challenging track was to go back and learn Still of the Night. Because when that album came out in 1987, I guess my chops were not developed enough to be able to execute all those lines, but 20 years later, I guess I put in a few more hours and was able to pull that off. So I really enjoyed learning that, and it's a good one to teach as well. So I think people can get a lot out of that song. Whether you're a beginner, intermediate, advanced player, there's a lot to learn, not only Still of the Night, but all of these tracks. Well, because this DVD features the styles of 3 different guitar players, there's a lot of different techniques on the DVD. There's some two-handed stuff, there's some bluesy playing, there's some pinched harmonics. Going back to a song like Fool for Your Loving, we did the original version of that featuring Bernie Marsden on guitar, very blues-based player. John Sykes, of course, is a lot more aggressive, big, wide, vibrato, great, heavy, distorted guitar sound. Steve Vai, known for the tremolo bar and all of his quirky Steve Vai trademark licks, so there's a real wide variety of licks and things to learn from these songs. Some of the Steve Vai stuff is very hard. I thought his timing is very quirky, especially with the tremolo bar work. So in a song like Judgment Day, although it sounds like it shouldn't be too difficult to pull off, I had a hard time with the timing of that. So I get into some of that when I'm teaching the song. As far as just sheer speed and technique, I think the solo on Still of the Night was probably the most challenging to pull off. I have to try that a few times to get that one down. I grew up listening to Whitesnake, huge fan, you know. I definitely, even going back to Coverdale's Deep Purple stuff, always been a huge fan of that heavy blues-influenced hard rock. Well, some of the songs took a little longer than others to learn. With any new song, what I like to do is I kind of scan through it, see where the difficult parts are, and try and lock into those difficult parts so I save the most hours for those parts that are going to give me the most trouble. So some of the rhythms were not so tough. A lot of the solos, getting them up to speed, required a lot of wood shedding. So I think the basic arrangement of the songs is not so difficult to master, but getting into the intricacies of the solos can take a little bit of time. So it gets to be a little bit challenging. One of the things that's very exceptional with the Lick Library material is that each of these songs have backing tracks. So I think that can really elevate a player from just playing along with the song to actually putting you into the song. You can really hear how you would sound as a guitar player in the band, because you can hear just the bass, drums, and the keyboard. You can hear the whole song minus the guitar. So I think that's a very great and helpful developmental tool. So I highly recommend getting the backing tracks for these songs as well. You can really get a lot out of learning these songs.